Hey guys, welcome back to lesson 3. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, so this lesson, we're going to be talking about how to manage your time so you can actually prioritize your health. Okay, so how you manage your time actually impacts whether you're going to have a proper nutrition, whether you're going to have the time to even exercise, or whether you're not even going to have the time to actually do the things that you're supposed to do to keep a balanced energy. Okay, so we're going to get straight into it. In this lesson, I'm going to be giving you tips on how to actually time manage properly. If you already know how to time manage, perfect, but you might be learning one of few tips on how to actually time manage even better. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so in order for you to time manage, you will need to plan your meals as part of time managing skills you should be planning your meals. You should grocery shop ahead of time, planning your meals, grocery shopping, basic errands, personal time, and house cleaning. All of that really takes a lot of effort, and I get it. Okay, so time management really is a lot of work. Okay, but you have to really be able to plan in order for you to set yourself up for success. Time management can help change your life and help you become more efficient, right? And you don't actually have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at it, right? It just needs to match your habits, lifestyle, and your personal needs. Okay, so I would advise you for you to take the second module quizzes that is posted on Facebook, just to know, just to know what your energy matrix is. By knowing that, like, you're able to actually better adjust for growth. Okay, so there are 4 quadrants. Okay, and if you've done the quiz, just pause the video to actually do the quiz. I'm gonna be here. Okay, so there are 4 quadrants. Okay, the quadrants number 4 is where you want to be. Okay, and if you actually did the quiz, you're going to get why we said quadrant 4 is actually where you want to be. Okay, so take a deep breath. It's okay. Okay, whether you fit in quadrant 1, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, and you didn't make it to quadrant 2, you can still shift quadrants. You can still make it to quadrant 1. Okay, so also, if you're in quadrant 1, if you looked at it and you think that you do have the characteristics, you might find that you actually do relate to other quadrants. And this is because we're not always perfect all the time, and that is okay. Okay, it is important for you to actually prioritize and to create a to-do list that attunes to your true vision and needs. Okay, we're really gonna dive into like how to actually set your mind to get into the quadrant 2 section. So in order for you to do that, you really need to be able to prioritize. You need to plan. You need to be able to create to-do list, which is basically you planning your day. So visualization is a big part of it. So however you want the next day to go, you're the boss. You know what you want to achieve based on those goals. And that's why it has to be very, very personal. So based on those goals, like, what do you think you want to do the next day? This is what you need to really write down and really visualize in your mind how you think you want to attain it. So, you can write a long to-do list, and it might not even be as effective. So there are ways to actually, write an effective to-do list that matches your goals, your personal needs, and just like you as a person. Okay, so do not let yourself remain in the victim mentality and being active for too long. If you're in quadrant 1, you're in quadrant 2, or you're in quadrant 4, don't let that hinder you from actually gaining the position you want to be in, which is the quadrant 2. Okay, so make it a goal to shift quicker from quadrant 1, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4 than the last time you inhabited that place. Okay, so I feel like a lot of moms and even a lot of like women in general, you just feel like, well, I'm not working out. I haven't worked out in like 5 years now. I'm like 30 now. When I used to be 25, I used to do a lot of these things before I got married, before I had kids. I used to work out. I was slimmer. I didn't have saggy skin. My nutrition was on point. I used to drink a lot of water. But then I have all this responsibility, and it's all changed for me. Don't let those thoughts really hinder you from actually making small steps to actually attain the big goal that you want to attain, right? There is no reason for you to actually not get to that goal. The only thing is actually that mindset block. Okay, that is why visualization is very, very important. Planning is actually very, very important. And prioritizing is actually very important, because those are the three things that would actually help you to, take moves and take actions to actually get to where you need to get to. Okay. Okay, so shifting to quadrant 2, it's not going to happen overnight. Just a disclaimer, just to put that out there, it is not going to happen overnight. It takes patience, it takes consistency, and a shift in thinking as much as a shift in lifestyle. If you're the type of person that you think that, well, I just feel like it's not going to work out for me, and I just feel like I don't have what it takes to do it, then that is what you're going to believe. That is exactly what you are going to believe. It takes patience, it takes consistency, it takes determination, and a shift in thinking as much as a shift in lifestyle. Okay, if your mind can shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset by telling yourself, a scarcity mindset can look like this. You might be saying, well, I just have so much responsibility right now, I don't have the time. If you find that your sentence starts with I don't all the time, I don't have the time, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have a great body, I don't have this. Okay, then why don't you shift yourself to a more abundant, mindset where you're like, I feel like this is what I lack right now, and this is what I'm going to do in order for me to get there. That is an abundant mindset, knowing that you are capable to actually get everything that you want in life. That is an abundant mindset. Okay, an abundant mindset shifts from a competitive one, or envious one, a jealous one, from the one that knows that, yes, I am capable. I have what it takes to actually attain the life that I want. And the only thing stopping me now from actually getting there is just me. If you can shift your mind from I don't, to I can, I have, then you will have, because you're sending a language to the universe. Okay. So the solution now, if you're at, quadrant 1, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4, or perhaps you're in quadrant 2, and sometimes you wobble and you find yourself in quadrant 1, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4, the solution now is to develop a better system of organizing your life according to what you want to get done right now. So what can actually wait until later, and actually what can wait until much, much, much later. Okay, so this is what prioritization is. Prioritization is basically organization. So we talked about like having a to-do list, right? You might have a long list of things that you actually feel like you want to accomplish in one day, but realistically, and that's why you need to have a SMART goal. A SMART goal is the one that's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's actually timely. So if you have a SMART goal, right, you have a long list of all the things that you want to achieve, okay, you need to be able to prioritize them based on how important they are. Right, so the most important thing would be on top, and the least important things that could actually wait later would be on the bottom. And that is how you're able to tackle those things. So you can do like 5 things on your list, and the rest of them can be pushed to the next day. And that's how you actually progress, and actually progress to where you actually want to get to. Right? So use the system for everything that demands your attention. Okay, that day, during whether it's like a phone call, okay, an unhappy child, or a piece of mail, right? All these things should be in your to-do list, right? All these things should be there. Okay, so you don't need to just give your time all the time, because in the society that we live in, everything, even the listing that things that don't even have nothing to do with you, they want to take a lot of your time. You get posters, marketing, on social media. We get a lot of things just shoved our way, trying to steal our attention. But your focus is what they're trying to steal, right? You can't let your focus be shifted. Your focus should be on where you want to go. It should be on your goals, right? That is where your focus should be on, and not just on the petty things. You cannot give your attention to everything, and that includes your child. Your child can talk to you about something, and then you might need to prioritize those time, find the perfect time. Perhaps, you don't have the emotional capacity to deal with the situation now. You might just say, okay, well, I can actually attend to this at this time. You're teaching your child organization. It's not neglect. You're teaching your child organization. Your child is going to grow and actually be able to, have that self-esteem to know that, yes, my time is actually important, right? That is what you're teaching your child. Okay. So the more you invest in yourself, the more you're able to set yourself as a role model to your children. Okay, so prioritize your tasks by creating to-do lists marked now, later, or can wait. Okay, so if you're creating a to-do list, you need to do it, now as an immediate, you need to get it done now. Later, as in you can actually get it done later, or you can just do another one, which should be the one on the bottom, can be yes, you can actually wait. Okay, you don't need to stress about anything. It's okay. If you can't get it done now, get it done tomorrow, and it's gonna be fine. Okay, just make sure you are working, make sure you are proactive and proactively getting things done. All right, so set standards for dealing with important monthly stuffs like bills, like designating every other Sundays to address unpaid bills or mails that require your attention within a certain time period. So every month you should definitely know the time frame where you actually get your bills. So you can just create a time where you can actually just deal with that at once. So you just create a day where it's just like you paying all those bills, right? That is just, a perfect thing to do. And that is a perfect way for you to organize your time, right? Where you're not going to be stressed that, oh my God, I haven't actually paid this bill and that bill. But if you actually create a specific day where you actually pay all the bills and you actually write down all the bills that you need to pay and just do that online, then that's perfect, because you're not leaving out anything, and there's no worry that you've not actually paid some certain bill, and you're just left stress-free, right? If you are the reactive type who is always distracted, and you may want to create boundaries by, you want to create boundaries by actually checking your email and watching television and turning on your cell phone ringer during a specific hour of the day. So, this is creating boundary is actually really important if you really want to manage your time. Like if you want to address a certain issue, right, and it doesn't really align with what you want to actually achieve in that day, just create boundaries, create time for it. By organizing is actually creating boundaries for yourself, right? So you really need to create boundaries for yourself. If you need to turn off the television to actually get something done, you're creating boundary right there. If you want to not check your email at a specific time, just create boundary by, maybe just say by 4 p.m., I'm going to check my email for 30 minutes at 4 p.m., right? That is really a boundary that you're creating, instead of you checking your email every 30 seconds, in the day. Okay. So another time management skill that you should actually implement is actually tracking your life, right? You should try to have at least 3 months goals. What do you want to achieve in your life, whether it's financially, spiritually, mentally, or physically? It's something that you should have. If you do, for example, if you do have a fitness coach, like I am a fitness coach, my clients, I usually would create a plan for them. Sometimes it's a 6 months plan, sometimes a 3 months plan. And after that, we just track and create a report after that. That would be my job, right? It's very much similar to you as a mom tracking your life and the life of your children. So it has to be that way. You need to, it might not be on paper, at least you might try to visualize it. And if you need to really put that on manifest that physically, then you can actually go ahead and do that. But you need to have a system in order where you're able to really track your life, like your health, your fitness, your progress in the things that you find really important. Okay, so take inventory band-aids, examine your diet and your medicine cabinet for corporates, right? We talked about the medicine cabinet mom who's always really going to take, she's going for medication to actually make herself feel better. And she's starting to rely on drugs to really help with, a condition, a health condition, an energy imbalance. So if you're the type of mom, I would definitely suggest for you to really examine your diet. How is your diet really, how is it like? And how is that causing you to actually get other types of health conditions. Check your medicine cabinets for culprits like fast food, digestive medication, prepackaged food, soda. Really examine those things. And, you need to really know what you're putting into your system. And we're really going to dive into that more. Okay, distinguish between urgent and important, like we talked about. Like, what is really urgent and what is just important? Urgent and important, they're two separate things. Urgent is your child falling sick right now, like really sick, and you really need to take your child to the emergency care. Like, that is an urgent situation. It cannot wait, right? But important could be you having to pay your bills, right? That is definitely an important day. You probably need to set an entire day in order for you to actually deal with that. Okay, structure your day and take control of every minute. Take control of every minute, right? If you want to take a nap, right, take control of that time. Take the nap and wake up at the exact time that you want to wake up. So really taking control is definitely number one, right? It's definitely number one. Get control of your paperwork, right? Don't be that type of mom that doesn't really have control of her paperwork and she's always all over the place. Oh my God, I don't have the password of this. I just feel so stressed all the time. If you're in control, you are eliminating stress from your life, right? And assign a specific day to prioritize and to really plan. Because if you prioritize and if you plan, number one, there is no way you're not able to prepare yourself for anything that's going to really happen in the future, whether it's good or bad. You already know how it's going to play out, right? Okay, so pay your bills online and monitor financial accounts online wherever you can. So if you're the type of person that does everything, in person, I would definitely suggest to really just try to, go online to do these things, because that's how the world is going right now. But then you need to really, educate yourself on cyber security, because you really need to know certain things, certain knowledge in order for you to be safe, right? So before you do that, I would say definitely have that knowledge on cybersecurity before you actually engage in such activities, right? And another one is to try Google Calendar for organization. Obviously, they're better software. And if you're really into time management, you already know this. They're better software. You can use Asana if you have like a lot of projects that you're working on. If you're a content creator, or like if you're a CEO, there are even much better softwares out there. But if you're just a stay-at-home mom or you're a student, you can definitely try Google Calendar. It's actually perfect for organization, absolutely perfect. But one thing, when I did try Google Calendar, like I usually would forget to do the 30 minutes alert, and like it's actually the time that I'm supposed to actually do the stuff that I'll get the notification, and I'm very much like unprepared. So I'll definitely say like just do the 30 minutes alert, so like that, okay, yeah, like you're mentally ready that yes, in 30 minutes I'm going to be doing this task. Okay, all right. The next one is experiment with online grocery shopping. If you do have the means, and I feel like if you go to the grocery store, sometimes they don't really have the items they actually want to get in the grocery store, and you might need to like go to another grocery store, which is like you're wasting time, right? Time is what we actually want to take control of. So if you can actually like experiment with online grocery shopping, go ahead and do that. Like, why would you want to waste the time to actually, go grocery shopping when you can actually do that? But if you do have the means, I'll definitely suggest that. Okay, so practice also IKEA style cooking. Basically, this meal plan that I'm actually going to be giving you guys in this course is basically that style of cooking, right? Divas, okay? Like, that is what you want to implement, all right? That is what you want to do. It's a bunch of ingredients, a bunch of food, carbs, protein, fat, and minerals that you basically just pick items from, and then you cook it, and it's perfect, healthy, balanced, and it comes in portions as well. So why not? Why don't you just try that, right? It's amazing. It's very much, time saving, and it's just perfect. Okay, so don't let your kids be enabler. That's the next one. Don't let your kids be enabler. If you're planning to quit, if you're planning to eat your kids' leftover snacks or food, make sure you count that as like we talked about this before, make sure you count that as your daily calorie intake. Make sure you count that as your daily calorie intake. If it's that cookie that you're eating, Yeah, like make sure you count that as your calorie intake, right? So don't, if you're eating your kids leftover cookie, okay, and then you want to have dessert after you have your dinner, like that is definitely a no. Don't do that, okay, because you had your dessert before. All right. Okay, so don't feed the cycle. If you find that you love snacking late at night while watching TV, that is okay. If you've tried to actually switch that habit and you cannot, absolutely cannot, then you can switch to a healthier snack like popcorn. That is all grain. Okay, it has a lot of fiber in it. Like, why don't you do that? But don't have butter and all that stuff inside. Like, okay. Okay, so make goals smaller. That's the next one. We talked about that already. So you really need to write your to-do list and really track that, and put that to urgent, can wait, and all of that, right? So let's just go back to that, just to give ourselves like some refresher. So now, later, and can wait. So now, later, and can wait. Okay, so and then also next one is going to be take a 10 minutes mind trip. So meditation during the day, set the time to actually just, since you're actually taking control of every minute, like you literally need some time to be like, right? Like, okay, cool. I got this. Like, I'm fine, right? I'm cool, I'm good, right? You need that 10 minutes to just like take your mind, just to really evaluate like what you're doing, where you're at, and just to really examine your life and just be like, oh, okay, well, this is where we're at right now, and this is the actions that we're taking, that is what you need to do. Also, while you're going at this, like the ninja mom that you are, listen to your body, because it's gonna do wonders for you. Like if you actually listen to your body, like if you don't have to really like do everything on your list. Like this, like I said before we started, I really told you like you're not supposed to be perfect. We all want to be in quadrant two, whether like we're moms or not. I'm not a mom, but I really try to attain to being quadrant two, right? We all want to be in quadrant two, right? That is the safe spot. But in order for you to really stay in quadrant two, you really need to be on your game. But sometimes like you just don't feel like it, and it's probably because of some health condition or something tragic could just happen, and you're not. It just totally puts you off, and it's totally fine, right? Just really just take that time to listen to your body, and just take like the rest of the day off. Like sometimes if it's a bad day that actually happened, you can just call it quits and just be like, yeah, it's a bad day, and I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna end the bad day, and that's it. And you can go ahead and do the stuff that you actually love doing, right? That is actually just respecting yourself, respecting your body, and despite the goals that you have, you respect that. You respect reality, right? You're not trying to escape reality. You see reality, like this is what is happening, then fine, I'm gonna end it. You have the total control. You totally can do that. Just end it, right? Awesome. We've actually ended lesson 3. I'm absolutely happy to be your instructor, like really, really happy. Just teaching this is really fun. Okay, so what did we talk about? We said having a time management skills will ultimately help you manage stress. Apart from like working out, eating healthy, and practicing mindfulness and doing all of those yummy, good stuff that we like, right? Having a time management skill is actually very, very, very important for you to actually manage your stress, right? It is wise to plan and to prioritize according to your goals and according to your needs, right? You cannot plan according to someone else's need. And that's why we talked about having the scarcity mindset and having the abundant mindset. A scarcity mindset is the one that's always jealous and always envious of other people. You're always comparing yourself to other people. You want to be like other people, and you've forgotten who you are and what you actually want. Because like as little girls, when we were little girls, we had our own goals, we had our own dreams. You want to be this, that. You want to be X, Y, and Z. But then as you grew up, society like put stuff in your head, and you're like, oh my God, you start comparing yourself to other people. But you need to shift from that type of mindset. And we talked about, going on the success journey and just really reevaluating a lot in your life. That's how you're able to really shift. You need to really shift your mindset as much as you shift in your lifestyle in general. So like I said, if you're the reactive type, don't forget to set boundaries. Like, it's okay if you get distracted all the time. You know, I feel like a lot of us have the shiny object syndrome. If you're the type of person like that, like, you might need to get off social media, and that is fine. You might need to get off social media, and that is fine. If you cannot delete social media, maybe you need to set like maybe 30 minutes in a day to just actually freely go and surf the internet without nothing obstructing you, that, and just do that, and then just shut it off. And you really need to have the discipline to actually, like, keep your word. Okay, so it is advisable for you to keep track of your life so you can make adjustment as necessary. Okay, so like I said, if you're not the type of person to actually like type stuff or write stuff, journaling, I say, is very, very important. Even I'm still trying to like, do that every time, but journaling is very important. When like at the end of the day, you're like, well, I did this, I did that during the day, and I just, at the end of the day, like, this is how I feel about everything I've done. And yeah, you can just really like, I feel good, I feel absolutely good, or I feel absolutely terrible about this. Like, that is a perfect thing to do. It's like taking a survey on your life, right? And I know you guys do it for other companies. How about you do it for yourself? Anyways, we are done with lesson 3. Okay, I really did enjoy this. I am gonna see you in lesson 4. Good job. I can't wait to see you in lesson 4. Bye, cuckoos. Love you. Bye.